As you had found the electric potential due to a uniformly charged circular ring, so we found out the potential at any point which is present on the axis of a circular ring. So the radius of the circular ring was assumed to be capital R. So that was the radius of the circular ring, and let's say the total charge on this circular ring is capital Q. So the potential for this particular system, the potential at a particular point P, which is at a distance of x from the center of this circular ring. So the potential came out to be equal to the total charge on this ring divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into r square plus x square power 1 by 2, where capital R, it is the radius of the circular ring, and x is the distance of the observation point from the center of the ring. So this was the formula that we derived for the case of a circular ring. Now next is to find the electric potential at P point, which is the observation point. So we have to find the electric potential at this point, which is at a distance of x from the center of a circular disc which is uniformly charged. So in the previous article we had a circular ring, whereas in this case now we have a circular disc. So the charge is distributed on the whole plane of this circular disc. In the case of circular ring, we had charge which was present only on the circumference of this circle, whereas in the case of circular disc, the whole inner surface of the circular disc will be charged. So we have to take into account the whole surface of the circular disc, and we have to find out the potential at P point due to this system of charge. Now in this case, the circular disc, in the case of circular disc, the charge is distributed on the surface, whereas in this previous case the charge was distributed on this circumference. So in the previous case we had line charge density, we defined line charge density lambda, and in this case the charge is distributed on the surface, so we define surface charge density in this article. So this will be the difference between these two articles. Here we will define sigma, which is the surface charge density. So now how to find the potential at P point due to the charge which is present on this circular disc, and this circular disc is uniformly charged, means sigma will be constant. So first of all we will divide this circular disc into small number of circular rings. So this circular disc will be divided into infinite number of circular rings. So this shown over here, orange portion, this is the one circular ring. So in the same manner we can divide this whole circular disc into infinite number of circular rings. So let's say this whole disc, this circular disc, it has a radius of capital R. So the radius of this circular disc is equal to capital R, and this circular ring, or you can say this elementary ring which is drawn, now let's say this has a radius of small r. So this radius of this circular ring which is drawn, which is the elementary ring, it has a radius of small r, whereas the whole radius of this circular disc is equal to capital R. So this distance, this whole distance will be equal to capital R, whereas this distance of, which is the radius of this elementary ring, that is equal to small r. So now what will be the procedure, how to find the electric potential at P point? So first of all we have divided this circular disc into large number of elementary rings. So I have shown only one elementary ring at a particular instant. Similarly you can draw all number of elementary rings. So the radius of those elementary rings will be different from this small r. So the minimum radius of an elementary ring can be equal to 0, and maximum radius of the elementary ring can be equal to capital R. So in this article small r will be the variable. Now you can draw an elementary ring over here also in the outer portion, as well as in the inner region you can draw an elementary ring of a smaller radius, means this small r is a variable. So small r, it will vary from 0. The minimum radius of the elementary ring can be equal to 0 and maximum radius of the elementary ring can be equal to capital R, which is the radius of this circular disc. So we have divided this circular disc into large number of elementary rings, and the radii of all these elementary rings will be different, and this radius, it will vary from 0 to capital R. So now what we will do is, first of all we will find the potential at P point due to this elementary ring which we have drawn, this orange portion elementary ring. So first of all we will find the potential at P due to this elementary ring of radius small r, and then we will do integration over r from 0 to capital R. That will give us the total electric potential at P point due to this whole circular disc. So we will do integration after that. So first of all, the main task is to find the electric potential at P point due to this elementary ring which is shown by orange color. So in the previous article we just found out the potential due to a circular ring we had found out, and potential it came out to be equal to total charge on the ring divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into the radius square of the radius of the ring plus x square power 1 by 2. So this same formula will be utilized in this article, because here we have divided the circular disc into large number of elementary rings. So the potential at P point due to this elementary ring, it will be the same form as this one, because here also we had a ring and here also we have divided this circular disc into large number of elementary rings, and for particular instant we are considering one elementary ring. So first of all we are going to find potential at P due to this elementary ring. So the potential will have the same form as that of this previous article, which is the total charge divided by this whole denominator. So potential due to this circular ring element, due to this orange portion circular ring, so what will be the potential due to this shaded area at P point? So let's denote the potential due to this circular ring by d phi. So this is the electric potential due to this elementary ring at P point. So that is denoted by d phi. So what will be the potential? It will have the same form as this one. So in the numerator we have the total charge on the ring. So in this case the total charge on the ring was equal to capital Q. So here also we have to, let's say the total charge on this shaded portion, on this orange portion ring, is equal to dq. So we will find what this dq is equal to. So let's say the total charge on this orange shaded portion is equal to dq. So what will be the potential at P point due to this whole elementary ring? That will be equal to total charge, which is equal to dq divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. It will remain as it is. And inside the bracket we have the radius of the ring, and radius of the ring in this article we have considered it to be equal to small r. So inside the bracket we will have small r square plus x square. It will remain as it is, because here also we are considering the observation point is at a distance of x from the center of the disc. So it will remain as it is, and power 1 by 2 it will also remain as it is. So this is the form of the potential due to the circular ring element at P point, and this form we have written by comparing the previous article. So the formula will remain the same, but instead of capital Q we will write dq, and instead of capital R we have written small r. So this is the potential due to this circular ring element. Now what is dq equal to? First of all, we know the sigma is the surface charge density, which is the charge present in unit area. So surface charge density is nothing but the charge present in the unit area, but here we are interested to find this dq amount of charge. So to know what is this dq amount of charge, we must know the area of this shaded region, which is this orange portion. So we must know the area of this shaded region. And in the article of electric field due to a circular disc, in the first chapter of electric field, we had seen the area, we have calculated in that lecture that area of this circular ring element is equal to 2 pi r into dr. So you can revise that lecture, you can go through that lecture and you will see how the area of this orange portion, it will come out to be equal to 2 pi r into dr. So r is the radius of this circular ring. So area of this region, it comes out to be equal to 2 pi r into dr, and sigma is the surface charge density of this system, which is nothing but the charge present in unit area. But we are interested to find this dq amount of charge which is present on this orange portion area. So what will be dq? dq will be equal to sigma into the area of this orange portion. So the charge dq will be nothing but equal to sigma into 2 pi r into dr. So this is the charge which is carried by this elementary ring. So instead of dq we can write sigma into 2 pi r into dr, divide by the whole denominator, it will remain as it is, r square plus x square power 1 by 2. So dq, so here I have written d capital Q, you can write it as d small q. So this is the charge which is carried by this orange portion area. So that will be sigma into area of the elementary ring, and area of the elementary ring we have already seen how to calculate this area. It is equal to 2 pi r into dr. But we are interested to find the total potential at P. So this potential that we have found out, it is just due to this elementary ring, but we are interested to find out the total potential at P due to this whole circular disc. So we have to do integration. So integration will be done over r variable, because r is a variable, r varies from 0 to capital R. The minimum value of r can be 0 and maximum value of r can be capital R. So total potential at P point is denoted by phi. You can denote it by capital V also, so that is your choice. So you can denote electric potential by phi as well as you can denote it by capital V. So the potential phi, it will be just integration of d phi, so which is the electric potential due to this elementary ring. So we have to do its integration, and we will substitute the expression of d phi, that is sigma into 2 pi r into dr, divide by 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus x square power 1 by 2 and its integration. So here we have dr, r is the variable, here we have dr. So what will be the limits of r? So we have to write the limits of r over here. The minimum value of r can be equal to 0 and the upper limit of r will be equal to capital R. So over here we have already said that this disk is uniformly charged. So this sigma, it can be taken outside the integration. So this 2 pi is also constant, this 4 pi epsilon naught is also constant. So inside the integral you will be just left with, so outside the integration you will have 2 pi into sigma, so that can be taken outside the integral, and in the denominator you will have 4 pi epsilon naught, and inside the integration you will have r into dr divided by r square plus x square power 1 by 2 with integration limits from 0 to capital R. So now the task is to find this integral, to find the total potential at P point due to a circular disc. Now the task which is remaining is just to find this integral, to evaluate this integral. So to evaluate this integral, in the numerator you have r, and in the denominator you have r square plus x square. So first of all you will substitute r square plus x square is equal to t, and then you will do its differentiation. That is, first of all you will substitute r square plus x square is equal to t. So then you will do its differentiation, you will get 2r dr, and x is a constant. So keep in mind x is a constant because it is the distance of this observation point from the center of the circular disc, which will be constant throughout the derivation. So when you will do its differentiation, you will get 2r dr will be equal to dt. So you will substitute r dr. So r dr will be nothing but equal to dt by 2, and r square plus x square will be equal to t. So you will solve this integration and then you will get the final result of phi. So that you have to do by yourself.